Alright, so welcome to yet another issue of Game Loop. In this issue, we're going to be building the food, another set of foods. We're going to bring in a burger, an orange, and an apple using pixel, we're going to make pixel art. So let's get GIMP and make sure that when you start, we start with a 16 by 16 pixel image. If you want to skip this tutorial, you can always find the pictures online in our Flickr account in Flickr/Game Developers Guild. For now, let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is we want to lay our working area. So under View, let's select Show Grid. It may or may not show it the way I have it. So we're going to modify it to Image, Configure Grid, and we want to make sure that it is 1 by 1. Now this is so that we can work at a pixel, one pixel at a time. The next thing is we want to get rid of this white background layer because there are going to be some parts that we want to see through. So we can click on this icon right here, New Layer, and make sure that you select Transparency, or you can do Control-Shift-N and create a new layer. Now that we have this set up, the first thing we want to do is we can get rid of the background, or if it's better for you, you can leave it there until the last minute. However, make sure that we're working on the transparent layer. Now let's divide our region 8 by 8 so we know where the center is at. Here we go. And the first thing we want to do is we want to do the outline of the burger. So let's pick a color for the outline. And we want to get a somewhat of a brown color. So I'm going to go for 155, 115, and 39. It's going to give me kind of like a dark color. On the pencil tool, make sure that you can do one pixel at a time. This one, for example, is a little bit too big. So go to your options and let's make sure that we put one pixel down here. So now, there we go. Wait, View. Tool options, here we go, and where it says size, make sure we put it down to 1 pixel. So now we have exactly 1 pixel that we can draw, and we're going to pick 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's gonna be the top of our burger, and we want to make kind of like a rounded top, as you know, for the burger. They're a little bit rounder. Since we're doing 1 pixel at a time, we really can't make a curve per se, but we can mimic it as much as possible. So now for the drop off, we're gonna just simply do 2, and then the next one we're gonna do 1, and one more we're gonna do 1 until we reach the end down here. And now you can either fill it in, or you can simply click and shift, and it will give you the completed line. The next thing we want to get is the bottom of our burger. So let's go and put on the limit the end of our burger right here. This one doesn't have to be so rounded, but we still want to give it a little bit of a shape. And we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want to complete it. Once again, shift. As you see, it makes a little line that you can see where you're going to draw the line, and finish. So now we have the outline of the burger. We can begin to color it little by little. Okay. Now that we have the outline, we can begin to add the details to our burger. Now for this burger, we're going to put the light source somewhere up here, which means that it's going to be lighter, getting a little bit darker towards this area, and getting really dark towards the end. So let's go ahead and pick a color for the light, the closest one to the light, and what we're going to pick is 240, 193, and 98. Once again, with the pencil tool, make sure that it is in 1, and we're going to put 2, and then again, gonna leave it there. Now the same thing for the bottom half. Gonna add 2. Right, so now we have the lighter area. Let's get a little bit and choose a little bit of a lighter, darker color to make a little bit of the shadow, and then we're gonna continue. So for the darker color, we're going to pick 212, 154, and 43. Now once again, we're going to just try to fill in some of the area. And here we're going to, again, I leave the details exactly up to you. Right now we're just trying to get as close to a rounded feel as possible. And that we're gonna leave it, and then finally we're gonna get a darker color which is in between this one right here and this one. So actually I forgot up here. There you go. So for that color we're going to choose 181, 128, 26, and we're just going to fill in those spaces. Right. Alright, so now that we have the buns, let's go ahead and add the meat. For that we're going to pick a darker color. So we're going to pick 97, 56, and 27. Click OK. You select the pencil tool. Now the burger is going to extend 1 pixel away from the edge of the screen all the way to 1 pixel away. So let's add 1. We're going to have 2 meat patties, so let's go ahead and place them there. Now the same way we did with the buns, we need to add some lining to the patties, so let's pick a lighter color. We're going to leave 97, 56, and we're going to choose 54. Now we're going to begin a little bit off the middle, up to 2 away from the edge. So go ahead and select them and shift once again to go a straight line, and left click to draw it. Now finally we need to add the lightest section, which is going to be this 4 right here, so let's pick an even lighter color. And let's do 112, 71, 69. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now we have our meat patties. Alright, so let's go ahead now that we have our meat. Let's go and build our cheese, and the color is going to be 250, 155, 155, and 5. There we go. And we're just going to have 1 line of cheese. So pick the first one, hold shift, pick the second one. Now again we need to apply some of the light for the cheese, so we're going to pick a lighter color. We're going to make it 242, 250, and we're going to make the blue one, leave it at 5, and we're going to grab from here and all the way to the end, so you have a little bit more light. Let's go ahead and build our tomato. So let's pick a red. And our tomato is going to be a little bit shorter than the cheese, so we're going to start one off. We're going to finish it there. And now for the lettuce, we're going to pick the darkest color first. 48, 121. We're going to leave it there. And the lettuce is going to extend all the way from the edges of the bun. Here we go. Now that we have the lettuce, we need to add the lining as we did for the bun and everything else. So let's pick a lighter color. Let's make this one 59, 148. We're going to leave this one as 0. And we're going to pick here and here. Now we want the lettuce to like be hanging a little bit with the tomatoes, so we're going to replace some of those with green. And finally, let's pick our lightest color. To complete the shade, and we're just going to grab the last. And now we have our lettuce, tomato, and cheese. Right, now we almost have our entire burger. However, no burger will be complete without some sesame seeds. So let's go ahead and pick a color that is light enough that it will stand out from our burger, but it's not too light that is white. So we're gonna pick 255 for red, 236, 6 for green, and 198. And now you're free to sprinkle these details as you see fit. However, I'm going to sprinkle one here and here. I'm gonna put one that kind of fell off in our tomato. Add one down here as well. Now as we zoom out, let's get rid of our grid, show grid. Now we get to see our little burger. We can also get rid of our guidelines so we can see it clearly. There you have it. There is your tomato, your burger. And that does it for this video.